Hello, Hastings. Welcome to another In Studio. I'm Tom Wright, and I have the pleasure of asking Miss Libby Waslick here to join us for talk about all her new theater group called LuminTheater Lab. Very exciting new venture, and so excited to talk about that. Welcome, Libby.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. So we're going to talk all about your new theater group. This is pretty exciting news.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. And then we're going to talk about your play. You have a play lined
Yes,
up. And,
yes. Tomorrow night.
Premiering tomorrow night on February 2nd and 3rd called Pieces, and also playing again the following Saturday and Sunday on the 11th and 12th, I believe. Did I get that right? Yes.
Yes.
Out at the Carriage House Theater in Prescott. So we'll talk all about Pieces. But first, let's talk about the theater group itself that just formed here, LuminTheater Lab. Tell us the story. Take us back in time here. When did the idea come up? You know what? Let's start a new theater group.
Well, so let's see. This was last fall, and my good friend Caitlin and I, we're just feeling like we needed an outlet to do more. Artist-driven work. A lot of what Black Dirt Theater is able to provide for the community is stuff that is needed by the community, or wanted, desired by the community, which is really important work to be doing. But you end up doing a lot of Neil Simon, a lot of musicals, and they're wonderful and fantastic. But as I've watched a lot of our performers and our regulars grow as artists, their desire to do more provocative work, work that they are really engaged in and really excited by, has been growing quite a bit. And so Caitlin and I really just wanted to get a group together that would do this artist-driven work and kind of have fun with it and really just explore and try new stuff.
Wow. And so how many people, who's all involved in this new group of yours?
So there are 9 of us.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah,
I'm putting you on the spot here. Yeah. Can't
think
forget
of all
anybody
their
now.
names.
They're going to be mad. They're watching.
Well, a lot of people will recognize many of them, I think.
Yes.
Rob Anderson has been in several Black Dirt Theater shows and has written for Black Dirt Theater before. Callie Miners is somebody that people might not recognize, but she actually has directed for Black Dirt Theater before. So, we brought her in, and that was great. If anyone saw Hamlet last year, Leah Christine, who played Ophelia, is in the group. And let's see, Tom Sorensen, who is just, I think, a town celebrity.
He's a local celeb,
yeah,
yes. He has to wear the dark sunglasses at the grocery store.
Yes, he does.
Sure.
Yes, he does. So he brings sort of our level of legitimacy up, I think.
No, totally.
Because he's Tom Sorensen. And Caitlin, like I said, Caitlin, remember how many I've done? Oh, Kelly Tatum, who she started a performing arts center in Stockholm, Wisconsin. So she brings a ton of experience and a ton of knowledge of the broader Twin Cities theater scene. And then Steve Solar, who is basically Black Dirt, born and bred. He has stage managed many shows for Black Dirt Theater. So I think that's everybody.
Yes, and then
if I forgot you, I'm sorry.
We'll put in subtitles afterwards, maybe, if we did forget somebody in the graphics. And this person right here, your name, you're looking at it right now on the screen.
Oh,
we can do that.
Aaron Henry.
Aaron Henry, there we go. So we put Aaron Henry's name. Lucky Aaron, he got a full graphic right there.
Now there's probably 2 I forgot, and I remembered Aaron, and now that other person is like, oh,
no
Libby.
No worries. So you have a big group, and it sounds like many of them are for Black Dirt Theater. What you mentioned, you want to do different productions, more inspiring plays. Is there anything else you want to do differently than what you had with Black Dirt?
Well, our structure is very different. So we are we're like a company style theater or a collaborative collective where we are all involved in the decision making. All of the performers are also directors. We're doing stage management. We're trying to do all of it as a group. So we're making these decisions together as opposed to having an artistic director who decides what the season's going to be and an executive director who decides how we're going to make the money. We're all involved in that very important decision together.
So is it simply like democracy, like majority rules? Like when you guys vote on something, like we're going to get a snack machine in our break room? It's
like who votes Snickers versus Kit Kat?
Yes.
No, it's more of a discussion, and so that's one of the reasons that we're keeping it small. Is because we know we don't have the time to sit and come to any kind of consensus when, with 20 people. So we're trying to keep it under 10 or under.
Gotcha.
And then we have a president who will kind of help to say, oh, okay, this is what the group is saying, this is what, will probably be the best route, and sort of meld them all together. So there's a little bit of a combination. So,
I see.
Yeah.
So, and as far as like structure-wise, are you guys going to be nonprofit, for-profit? How are you planning to go there?
I'm calling this profit neutral.
Profit neutral. That's a new one. I haven't heard that before.
So basically, we're not trying to create something that will make us any kind of wealth. One, we don't see that as a very viable option in theater unless you're going to go the route of, Cirque du Soleil, or we're going to do these big crowd pleasers. We understand that the work that we're going to be doing isn't necessarily going to be crazy popular. Like this is going to everyone wants to see it. It's more like we're doing what is meaningful to us, and the people that do come to see it will be powerfully impacted by it. And so that being said, we understand that this isn't going to be a big cash cow for us. So we all work day jobs. We're all working, and so we understand that this isn't going to be our livelihood. But we want to make enough money to put on our next show, basically. So
I see. So it's not more for a big dream of building this big theater, but more of kind of an outlet for you guys to express what you see as inspirational theater and get motivated by it. Okay.
And if it happens to make tons of money, I guess I won't complain.
Yeah, you won't complain. I suppose not. I wouldn't either. Let's see here. We covered those. Let's go on to pieces. Let's talk about your play. The first one coming up here tonight and tomorrow night, Friday nights, February 2nd and 3rd, and then February 11th and 12th, again at the Carriage House Theater. What is Pieces? What is this play about?
So it is actually a collection of scenes and monologues from different works. It's just kind of like us, a collection of different things that work together. The theme that arose out of the stuff that the performers brought. So this is how it works. Okay, I'll back up a sec.
Sure. We can back up all the time on the show. It's totally backup zone here.
When we do a show like this, we have all of the members of the group present maybe 3 ideas that they would like to perform, a monologue or 2 scenes. They have all these ideas that, I've always wanted to play this character in this scene, or I've always wanted to do this monologue. And then the director of the whole piece kind of looks at all those and says, okay, what is the show that's coming out of this? Like what fits together into sort of a similar vein, okay? And this time what really arose was this idea of just human brokenness. We're all a little bit of a mess. Nobody has it together in every area of their lives. So we're seeing these themes of, there's brokenness in our relationships, in our personhood, in our families, at work. There's all these things that just they've fallen to pieces, really, right? And it isn't that, that's so sad, and that's too bad about humanity. It's more like we're all the same this way. None of us has it together. We all need to support each other and learn and grow with each other. And so that's what it's really about. It's about that element of how are we the same in this brokenness. And so it comes out in all kinds of different ways. There are some pieces that are absolutely hysterical. I think that there isn't a piece that doesn't have a chuckle in it, because I believe that humor and tragedy are like this. And if you try to do tragedy without humor, people get bored.
I totally agree. And I understand you're acting.
I am.
And you have a role in this play for the first time in a very long time.
It has been a while. I've been on the stage doing improv, intermittently over the last few years, but I haven't been on stage since I was in Oklahoma for Black Dirt Theater. So it's been a while. So
is it like riding a bike now, or how would you describe it, getting back on the stage? If
riding a bike made you want to throw up from the terror of just the prospect of riding a bike, it's scary, because it's a very, very, because I've done a lot of directing. That's sort of been like the direction that I've been taking in my life, because I really want to direct more. and it's just a really different muscle. When I feel like I'm a director, I'm in total control. I see where we're going, and I know what needs to be done. When I'm acting, I'm like, did I do okay, you guys? It's really funny, but
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you're doing great. I'm sure you're doing great. Why Carriage House, by the way? I know you're based in Hastings, LuminTheater. So why that site?
Well, we are based in Hastings for sure, but we're also trying to just perform wherever we can. We will do gigs in the cities. We will do things. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to perform in Stockholm at Kelly's production area that she started. And honestly, if you don't want to come to see the acting, like, you should come to see this little theater. It's so cool. It's actually the Borner Farm Project in Prescott. The woman that owns that, her and her husband, they have this carriage house on their personal property that they renovated, I don't know, several years ago, and it's absolutely stunning. Like, I went up there and I was like, you have to let me do a show here. It's just so beautiful, and like the vibe there, it's beautiful. So
great. Well, we'll show some footage. I'm gonna go out, and I'm putting myself on the spot here, but I'm gonna get some footage of that. You've sold me. I'm curious now to go see it.
You have to see it.
So
you
I'm
can
gonna
come for the dress
I'm gonna go
rehearsal
drag
tonight.
a camera out there. I'm gonna yes, and film some stuff there, so we can show our audience here what that looks like. For tickets, where can people find tickets for pieces?
On Facebook, if you look up LuminTheater Lab on Facebook, it'll take you right to our page. Has several links to the tickets. Otherwise, you can go to brownpapertickets.com, search LuminTheater Lab and pieces.
Awesome. And yes, for those just want to follow you guys, LuminTheater Lab, and what you guys are up to. Facebook, is that the best place?
Yes, we're always on.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations on your new venture with
you.
LuminTheater Lab. I want to back up. Speaking of backing up, I just want to, because I'm sure many are curious. So, are you guys completely separate from Black Dirt now? Are any of you still involved in Black Dirt, or? We
are all involved in Black Dirt in like our own way.
Okay.
I hope to still direct for Black Dirt whenever I get the chance.
Okay.
Several people are already interested in auditioning for the summer musical. What we want to see is, like, we're partnering with Black Dirt Theater in that we don't ever want to step on each other's toes. We want to work together, but all of our decisions are completely autonomous.
Great. Well, I'm glad I asked, because I'm sure there's a lot of people curious about that.
Yeah.
I'm glad we clarified that. Great. Well, again, Pieces by LuminTheater Lab, coming up February 2nd and 3rd, as well as the 11th and 12th. Get your tickets on Facebook, right here, this fancy little shot we're showing on the screen right now. And and you can follow them right there as well, and follow future productions. And speaking of which, when do you anticipate having your next play?
Yeah, we'll actually have another show in May. Another show that is a scripted show, something that we had to purchase rights for and everything. It's called, Escape from Happiness. And it's a wonderful, wonderful show.
Cool. Well, more to look forward to.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you again, Libby Loslick.
Thank you.
And thank you at home for joining us. And we'll see you next time for another In Studio.